And during this time, so you're out on bail, and then you turn up.
A little.
You and Ghostface started going back and forth.
I think that was mostly manufactured.
Well, okay, so you made a video with like 3 goons behind you.
Well,
with
you know what the
masks on.
Well, you know what the idea behind that was, right?
No.
Do you remember the Action Bronson video?
Oh, that's what it was?
Ghostface made. Do you remember that? He was in front of the TV.
Right.
He's like, I'll set your fat beard on fire, you fat fuck. Like, he was just like going in on Action Bronson. Action Bronson's Albanian.
Yeah, and you know something? That may have been partially triggered by my interview with Ghostface.
I think so.
Because I remember...
Yes, it was!
Now that I think about it, right, because... So, I remember I did an interview with Ghostface, and one of the questions was, how do you feel about Action Bronson sounding like you?
Right.
I'm not exactly talking about the rhyme style or whatever, but vocally, you guys do sound similar. And he said, yeah. He goes, this one time I heard a song, and I'm like, oh, when did I do that? And then I realized that it wasn't me.
I thought he was me one day, you know what I mean? When I heard some shit that I never even fucking, I'm like, when I first got put on and shit, I'm asking myself, when the fuck I do that verse, you know what I mean? They pulled up on the YouTube on the shit, and I'm like, when the fuck I do, you know what I mean? But it was him. So when I seen him, he was like, yo, everybody saying I sound like you. And I sound like, yo, I'm not trying to sound like you, man. This is just how my voice is. I'm not trying to sound like nobody. He was a good dude, humbled and shit. But he was like, yo, people saying I'm not trying to sound, that's just the tone of my voice. So I'm just looking at, maybe it might be the tone of his voice. You know what I mean?
They do sound similar.
Identical to me.
I think Action Bronson kind of took a shot back and was like, yeah, you know, he don't rhyme like me or something like that. And that caused Ghostface to go on a kind of tirade, and then Action Bronson, I think,
the tirade was awesome. The tirade was, I loved stuff like that, and it's part of what gives hip hop.
I think he had like R&B music playing in the background.
Yes,
I remember this.
He said he would do disappearing acts on him, and that he had shooters ready to kill him and leave the country.
Okay.
And so there's a problem with this because I'm Albanian. I don't know how much you know about Albanians. We're pretty wild people.
Yeah, Albanian mafia has a reputation.
There's a little ruthlessness there.
But to be fair, right? Because I remember me and Raekwon did a really in-depth interview, and I read his book. And in the book, it talked about Ghostface history. And this guy was a lunatic at one point. All types of shootings, and you know what I mean, like from drug use to drug addiction to shooting people to robbing people. Like Ghostface in his younger days was a terror in Staten Island. Allegedly. He was probably the craziest guy out of the group.
Allegedly.
Well, I'm just saying, this is not him saying it. This is other people saying it. I'm just saying. So you made that video, and then Ghostface did a whole response video where he brought in like his aunties and stuff like that. Yeah. Like that was actually kind of amusing.
It was very funny.
He kept focusing on the whole AIDS drug thing.
Yeah, among other things, yes.
So then you do a Breakfast Club interview.
Yes.
And in the interview, you threaten to smack Ghostface.
Sure.
I'm going to say if it's one-on-one, I'd put my money on Ghostface.
But you can do
Ghostface is a fairly large guy.
Well, I think he's old too.
Yeah. I don't know.
I was more in shape back then.
Okay.
Slightly.
Because I remember when he made his video, he called your goons Snap, Crackle, and Pop.
It was really funny. It was like guys from my accounting department. It was just like Steve from HR, John from accounting,
right?
Joe from accounts payable.
He called you Pee Wee Shkreli.
It was funny, yeah.
That was kind of funny. Then you claim Ghostface had no money and he's old and everything else like that.
I think the nice thing about hip hop is that you lift it. You know, Tyson said the same thing about boxers. He said the guys I box with, we're almost like we're helping each other as fighters, and like we don't have any animosity because yes, we pummeling each other and trying to kill each other, but at the end of the day, that's our career. Like we're building each other up, and I felt like a small part of the hip hop community at that point. And,
yeah, you were a part of it. I mean, he was responding. You got Ghostface to respond to you,
and so for me, it was a way to lift both of us up. I mean, it was fodder for conversation. And when do you get to do that, right? As him and as me.
Yeah, you're the first tech CEO that probably went back and forth on some rap beef type.
Right. So I'm in a Vince Staples song. I'm in all these songs.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm in an Inspector Deck song. I'm in like 20 rap songs. And it was so much fun to play that role. And I think he had fun playing the role back. Was there a shred of truth in each guy? Yeah. But I think 98% of us felt this was a lampoon. This was energetic and interesting for fans, fun. And he started it.